Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Can anybody hear me in the back of the field over there? Excellent. Everybody's going to have to shout a little bit. In any construction project, there's always technical difficulties. So our speakers aren't working too well. Give us a signal if you can't hear us. But without any further ado, I want to welcome everybody on behalf of the Department of Health and the construction project here at the Wyoming State Hospital to commemorate and celebrate a really important milestone for the state. My name is Stefan Johansson. I'm the Deputy Director for the Wyoming Department of Health, and we're just really excited, especially in this year of 2020, to be able to gather with you all and celebrate something, celebrate an accomplishment. This facility is a huge safety net and an important facility for the state of Wyoming and for all of our communities. And a lot of tireless work has gone into the construction of this new facility, the new mission of this facility, and most of you, if not all of you, sitting in this crowd today, as well as those joining us remotely on the live stream, have had a lot to do with it. And we're here because of all of you. We're here because of the dedication that this state has to folks who have behavioral health and mental health needs. And we just couldn't be more excited to, 6 years into a project, be standing here today and cutting a ribbon. Before we get started, there's so many people to thank, and I think everybody who speaks today will have a lot of different individuals to thank for this important ceremony. But I want to welcome, before we get the ceremony going, I want to welcome Cynthia Walker. She is the chaplain for the Wyoming State Hospital, and she's going to lead us in an invocation. Cynthia?
Let us all bow our heads for the invocation. Almighty God, I ask for assistance at the onset of this invocation in order to honor the multitude of different faith traditions and personal beliefs that are present here today. In the moments that my words fall short, may assistance be offered to translate the intended meaning in the hearts of all here. God, we are so grateful to be here today and grateful to have been provided this new facility. We are grateful for the provision of resources and the many hours of sacrifice, planning, building, and inspecting offered by those involved in creating this beautiful hospital. May we not take this for granted. God, help us to know that even if we feel unable to do great things, we can do small things in a great way. May we thus be sincere in our efforts to help others in need. May there be safety and may kindness prevail. May those who seek treatment here find increased hope, and ultimately may they find healing. May we all find unity in these great endeavors. In this we pray. In thy holy name, amen.
Thank you, Cynthia. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium Ryan Hunsaker, who is a psychologist here at the Wyoming State Hospital and has graciously agreed to lead us in the singing of the National Anthem. So please stand if you don't mind, and Ryan, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate a beautiful invocation and a beautiful singing of our anthem. I want to start today once again by welcoming you all here. We have a lot of important dignitaries, a lot of individuals in this courtyard today that lead important roles for this state and have been very important for this project. I want to give a little bit of history about this project and where it started and how we got here today. I'll be brief because I know we're all baking in the afternoon sun and you're probably just wanting to take a tour of the facility, which we'll do here shortly. Back in 2011 and 2012, the Department of Health did a needs assessment on all 5 of its healthcare facilities. It determined that the state hospital and the Life Resource Center were in significant need of capital construction, reconstruction, and improvements, given the age of the facilities, the age of the buildings, and what that meant for patient outcomes at such an important facility. Instead of just diving right into a reconstruction, this state, Wyoming state government, the legislature, and the executive branch did something different. They established in 2014 a joint legislative and executive branch task force to really study what the needs were of the facilities, but also determine and answer very simple questions amidst a very complex policy area like behavioral health, state hospital, Life Resource Center. And those questions were, what's the role of the state in providing this care? What should the state be providing to the populations most in need? Who should the state hospital serve? Who should the Life Resource Center serve? And even more importantly, who should not be served at these facilities? What is that safety net role? Over the course of 1 to 2 years, that task force did the hard work in public settings of answering those policy questions and engaging with the communities, engaging with stakeholders all over the state, and ultimately drafting legislation that leads us to what we have today, which is a new mission for the 2 sister facilities, the state hospital here in Evanston and the Life Resource Center in Lander. These facilities will work in tandem to provide a continuum of care for those who have the most significant behavioral health challenges in the state of Wyoming. The term that was coined by the task force at the time was one facility long streets. And we're really excited that the facilities over the past 2 years have already begun working together on those new missions. And today we'll cut the first ribbon. Hopefully in the spring of 2021, we'll cut the second ribbon at the Life Resource Center. I have a few brief thank yous, and I know other folks will want to thank a lot of people, so I will keep this short. I want to thank the governor of Wyoming, Mark Gordon, for not only attending today, but shepherding this project, supporting this project, and this new mission of the 2 facilities since he took office. In addition to that, the previous governor, the Governor Meade, and his administration were pivotal in leading the effort to reconstruct and remission these 2 facilities. They deserve a lot, both administrations deserve a lot of credit for their great leadership. To our legislature, there's too many to name and thank, but the task force back in 2014, Senator Dan Dockstader, Senator Eli Bebout, Senator Fred Baldwin, Representative Bob Nicholas with his leadership, Representative Lloyd Larson with his tireless effort. The legislature has really had the back of this project and worked hand in hand with the executive branch to get us where we are today. I want to thank Grote House Construction, Fred Bronnenberg, but especially Eric Given and all the folks who have been on site here at this project working tirelessly to make sure that you are able to see what we have here today. In addition, HOK Architecture for designing this facility and the facility at the Life Resource Center that will open next year. Thank you to Michael Thoma, Paul Whitson, again, so many people to thank with these firms that have shepherded these projects through. To our friends at MOCA, our owners reps, we could not do this without you. Paul, you and JD specifically at this facility, the state hospital, that was probably what brought us over the finish line, was having an owners representative on site working with both the design team, the construction companies, the Department of Health, construction management on every single issue. I mean, dozens of issues, JD, you know this well, a day that you just help us solve every single day of this project. To the construction department of the state of Wyoming, Director Mel Muldrow, can't appreciate your support enough, especially Billy Holmes, probably the rock star of health construction in Wyoming, and I'm proud to call him an employee and a great colleague and friend. To Lance Johnson, brought into this project from another area of construction management to assist, done a wonderful job being on site here, more than he would probably like. But Lance, thank you very much for your effort. And I want to close with two really important thank yous to our former Department of Health staff. Several of you are in the audience today. Some are joining us remotely. To Director Tom Forsland, who I believe is currently working on his golf game in Arizona and is not joining us today. He was pivotal in knowing that we needed to do something with our Department of Health facilities to get them not only rebuilt for better physical plants and outcomes for our clients, but to get them remissioned and realigned and really pioneered this project going back to 2011. To Chris Newman, who's in the audience, our former Senior Administrator of the Behavioral Health Division. I can't think of anybody more in this audience or anywhere else who worked so tirelessly to advocate and manage to outcomes for those most in need in our state, those with behavioral health challenges in our state that need to come to a facility like this, but also be stabilized and rehabilitated and get back to their communities to live independent lives. Chris, it was an honor for years to work with you at the Department of Health, and we certainly wish you all the best in your retirement and couldn't thank you enough for being here today. Last but certainly not least, Director Coren Schmidt, no longer the Deputy Director of the Health Department, but now the Director of the Department of Family Services. Coren had my job and really big shoes to fill when she left to head up the Family Services Department. Coren was the rock star of this project. She whipped the work group and the legislators into shape on a daily basis. She was out here probably multiple times a month. She was selecting brick color with Representative Nicholas probably for hours a day. Way too much time dedicated to brick color selection, but obviously a beautiful result. Coren, thank you so much for your leadership at the department, now your new leadership at the Department of Family Services. Your friendship and being a colleague for me personally, and getting us where we are today. Thank you. And finally, the Department of Health, and especially the state hospital staff. We wouldn't be doing this if we weren't confident in that staff. We wouldn't have, and the legislature in the state would not have invested $100 million in this facility if we didn't know that our great state hospital staff, our doctors, our psychologists, our nurses, our CNAs, our security personnel, our janitorial personnel, we wouldn't have done this if they couldn't nail this new mission. And we didn't know that they could be successful in helping these clients get stabilized at this facility and return to lives of normalcy in our communities across Wyoming. Over the past year, in 2020, we all know it's been very, very difficult year with COVID-19, with our revenue and our budget situation in the state of Wyoming. This has not been an easy year. Doubly, it has not been an easy year for the state hospital. Early in April, we did have COVID-19 in the facility with 2 patients. This facility, this staff, leadership, all the way down to the lowest ranks of the state hospital staff have stepped up to the plate every day, have come to work, have worn their masks, have done infection control, have done COVID-19 testing, completely changed the physical plant of the staff to ensure that our residents, our patients, were as safe as possible. We're building this facility, state hospital staff, for you, and we know that you're going to knock this out of the park and give truly the best care and the best outcomes to the folks who reside and seek treatment and get treatment at this facility. Congratulations to the state hospital staff, and I'd like to ask you to give them all a round of applause. Thank you, and I promise this is my closing remark. I've been in Wyoming for about 7 or 8 years. I call Wyoming home now. In this climate, nationally and internationally, I think it's easy to say, I think we would all agree, folks are disenchanted with the ability to get things done, whether that's in Congress or the federal government. It seems like we're always at a stalemate. What I described with the process that this state, this legislature, this governor's office and executive branch went through over the past 6 years, personally speaking, this is the way to do it. We are here today because in Wyoming we can get things done. We can see what needs to happen, whether it's constructing a facility, whether it's reforming a policy area in the very messy world of health and human services. We can get things done in Wyoming, and this is a testament to that sentiment. That regardless of what's happening outside of the borders of this state, we're sitting here today cutting a ribbon on a facility that's been 6 years in the making, and you're all to thank for it. And the Department of Health, all of our leadership and our staff couldn't be happier to welcome you here today. I want to hand it over to the chairman of House Appropriations, Representative Bob Nicholas, for a few comments. Representative.
Thank you, Steph. So, ladies and gentlemen, can everyone hear me? So I just want to make a quick comment. So for the past 6 years, a working group of folks have been working, typically meeting sometimes once or twice a week, and sometimes every other week, and we're still meeting and coming up to Lander and to Riverton at least once a month. And that's the working group that is composed of some folks from Capital Construction, from the Department of Health, and some legislators. But what I really want to do is recognize one person. And that one person spends every day working on this project or on the Lander project almost for the past 6 years. It has become his life's passion. And if anyone knew how much time and effort he put in, and literally the millions of dollars he's saved the state of Wyoming, he'd get a star in heaven. It's just unbelievable. So a big thanks to Lloyd Larson. Thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you, Representative. Echo that sentiment. Representative Larson, your tireless work is appreciated by everybody here and everybody at the department and in the state. I now want to welcome the Director of the Department of Health, Director Mike Cebas. He took over the department in 2019 and has been pivotal in continuing the leadership on these projects in Evanston and Lander. Director Cebas, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Cebas. Just really one of the roles that I've asked the staff of the Department of Health to work with me on is to recognize how important people are to getting jobs done. People are key. And Stefan has already talked about all of many of the folks, and there's just so many more. And I just really want to one more time say that this is a long list and really letting you know we couldn't accomplish this without all of your work. And I think you're all sitting there recognizing the times you've contributed, the questions you've asked, and I want to personally thank you for that. On behalf of the current and future employees here at the State Hospital and the patients of today and tomorrow, we need to thank each and every one of you because it is going to make a huge difference in our future. Everyone involved today should feel very proud. Together we have helped strengthen the safety net that Wyoming citizens have asked for and that really in times of crisis desperately need. Wyoming leaders clearly also deserve credit for this. It's easy for me to be up here because I wasn't so personally involved in what you've all done. And so it's easy to say you should be very proud of the work and your contributions. We've also taken a huge step forward in terms of what our focus is on, and that is the patients that we serve here, the folks that have the need. This new kind of dual purpose, this new mission, really is going to allow us to use this facility as well as the Life Resource Center to bring together folks. There's people here that we would like to have in a place that I think we feel we can do more with and help them to get back out into their communities. There's also the ability then when we open that to have more capacity for folks to come in. And that relieves pressure on our hospitals that we hear about all the time, the counties, the cities that have folks that are oftentimes in jails that where it just doesn't work. This whole idea of bringing these two centers together, integrating the service and have a flexibility to the state safety net is wonderful. As has already been mentioned, the Lander facility will be opening next spring. That really is going to be a next major step because it'll give folks here at the state hospital a place to transition to. And it's going to improve the patient care for all of the campuses, and we'll be stronger together. And I think also it's going to provide some relief to a Title 25 system that from time to time I have to talk to the governor about, because we are definitely spending some money there, and the legislature has been very gracious in helping us work through this and making sure we're there. So let's celebrate all what we've been able to accomplish. And with that, what I do want to tell you, and again, being somebody new to this process, it's great to be able to introduce the governor. He's really helped me understand and doesn't micromanage. I mean, he said, go get the work done. But when I have needs, when we have problems, he is there to provide the guidance, the help, and to work with the legislature, with communities about what we're going to do to fix it. So it's a great partnership to have, and I'm just proud to introduce Governor Mark Gordon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's really an honor to be here. So thanks so much. And Director Cebas, you and your team have been absolutely just amazing in working towards this project. And I'd like to echo the comments that others have made, with the exception of one. Stefan, I don't think Coren has big shoes. She's blazed a trail you'll have difficulty following, but she has perfectly sized shoes. But between the two of you and sharing this, I can remember being here not long ago when we were just doing the groundbreaking, and I remember there was a cannon, actually a mortar that was here that was launched, and if I remember correctly, the ball landed just short of I-80. But I think it shows that we aim high, but we always make the mark. And here we truly have made the mark. This is an extraordinary facility, and for me it's really historic in a sense, because it really demonstrates that the legislature and those who cared came together and said, we in Wyoming can do it better. We need to rethink exactly how we use these facilities. Now, back in the 1980s, I was serving on a local community health care board, and I remember that there was a tremendous tug between the state hospital and local stay-at-home organizations, and that over the years really didn't serve the clientele. It served as sort of focuses for attention and funding and constant struggles. But I think as part of this entire sort of rethinking of what this means to serve some of the most vulnerable of our population, we've really reimagined what mental health care in Wyoming should look like here, with acute care and other things, really state-of-the-art and amazing opportunities. The ability to do more with the Life Resource Center, and the fact that they don't stand alone within this state and not tied to our mental health centers around the state, but the fact that we're really working on a partnership. And at a time when we know the challenges that we face, and I can't thank the staff of the Wyoming State Hospital for the fact that they addressed COVID when it came here. And they addressed it aggressively and properly, and not with a great sense of drama, but just to get the thing done. And they did it right. And here we are with this fabulous building, this great courthouse, not courthouse, courtyard. Heat's getting to me. That people will appreciate, and even the Nicholas Brown that is around this wonderful building, Bob, is I think a testament to the care that went into this, and I see David Mocha has been phenomenal as well. So I really do think that today is a very bright day. It's also warm, but it's a very bright day, and it signals a future that really is good for those that we care about most and may feel very, very, very vulnerable. I will say that a building is only part of it, and I know that all the legislators that are here today recognize the work the people that work in this building do. And I know that when the staff here goes to their own pocketbooks to make sure they have adequate supplies, to make sure that they can do the support that they need, I know that just having built a building doesn't mean that our care for these individuals, our commitment to the people of Wyoming is over. It continues from this point on. But what a great day. And to you, Coren, who I know put a lot into this, to you, Representative Larson, who I just have to say your willingness to really dig into the detail and just a practical point of view you brought to this. To you, Bob, for your work and care and making sure that we were always there and driving over all the time to be here. And Stefan, to you and the staff at the Department of Health. And Mel, for your work and care in this. What a great day. Congratulations. And God bless. God bless those who are here, and God bless you for caring. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Gordon, and thank you all as we get a nice breeze blowing through here to cool us all off a little bit. I want to invite a few folks up, including the governor, anybody who was on the legislative and executive work group, current and former Department of Health staff who are interested in coming up to watch our great Governor Gordon cut this ribbon. Please go ahead and come up, and we'll move these chairs and line up to get this ribbon cut.
Stands on the other side of the ribbon and cuts this way, I think it'll probably be best. So we get on the other side. Yeah, everybody gets on the other side of the ribbon.
But I think at least got it now.
Governor, go on.
I'll stand here with you.
It's fine. If everybody could move in kind of close so we can get everybody in there.
Who gets to stand behind the column?
Coren, you can't stand behind the column or I won't be able to see you.
Yeah, move over. Move over.
That's great. All right. Whenever you're ready.
2, 1. Okay, everybody, what a monumental moment. We now have, there's plenty of refreshments, bottled water, cookies that are probably half melted by now. And just so you all know, we do have guided tours available for the facility. So we have Department of Health, State Hospital staff ready to walk you through the buildings. We tried to be quick today given the heat. We appreciate your patience. Thank you all for your support of this facility, and thank you for coming today.